and welcome to Marketing Live TV for this week, where you can engage in real life marketing live in the show. This week we're covering the last topic, which is distribution of your blog content. So whenever you're creating a post, how to get the most traffic to your blog content and your posts to make sure that, well, it's not done in vain. So make sure that you stay watching. Feel free to connect and share on any of these social channels. And this week I'll let you know if I'm going to be monitoring the streams and making sure that I'm on top of everything as much as I can. But feel free to comment or share while you're watching. Would be really great if you could subscribe and stay tuned to find out more. Alright, well, thanks for watching this week, and this is the blogging for your business, and I'll be covering how to distribute your content, or basically share your post and get the most traffic you can to your site. Once you've created a post, and you may have found out or may have heard or may have seen in the post that I've done promoting it, if you post it and no one sees it, does it really exist? And that's pretty much what making sure that your post is seen, because you've gone to the effort, you've created this content. There's no point in just letting it sit in limbo and it not get seen. So let's jump in. So what this is the overall topic is basically all about content distribution. So you've created the content, and how do you get it distributed so that you get the most people back to your site, so then you have an opportunity to convert them into a sale, or basically or get them down your lead profile, or your lead funnel, I should say. So there's a really good overview of this done by Outbrain. So I will bring that up here. Now they break it down into, and this is a common breakdown, where they break the distribution of your blog into 3 areas: earned, owned, and paid. And to give it a bit of an overview, paid is pretty obvious. Earned is where is things like PR, and where you've shared it with a third party and they promote your content because of its value or because of its relevance. And owned is all of the areas that you own as a business. Now, you might not own the databases, but you own the right to publish in those spaces. Alright, so that, as you can see through that little chart, like there's parts it basically covers off. If you need to find out more, go to Outbrain. That's where that little snapshot is. I thought it was a good one to cover it. But basically, there's little pots of gold, and that's where and the reason why you want to be doing all of these is where those areas cross over. So where you'll see in that image, where they cross over is where you'll get the most impact, and that's why you want to be doing all of these, not just some of them. So Neil Patel is a great one for saying for every post you should spend at least that, or that and that again, promoting it. So you should be at least promoting as much as you're creating, because otherwise you're not really getting any effect out of it. So to start with, let's cover off the paid media channels, or the paid traffic channels. Now, those paid traffic channels can be Adwords, Google display marketing, Bing and Yahoo network, but they also include search, paid search. Now, if you've spent 4 or 5 hours creating a blog post, why not put a couple of dollars behind it and see if you can generate some traffic? Now, because of the way social media is these days, you're not going to get any viral sharing without some sort of paid promotion. So you might as well put some effort behind it, and who knows, you might reach the right person, it only takes one extra share, one extra person to see it that could be your customer, that could pay for the time and effort it's gone into doing that. So a couple of dollars spent in promoting your post is never going to be too far wrong spent. Now, don't go overboard. If you've done the post in the right ways, like we've mentioned in shows 1 and 2, then there'll be value in doing that. So then so other paid methods could be, and these are not always promoted, but paying for influencers to then share your post or guide people towards your post. Now, this kind of crosses over with earned, but we'll go into that a bit later. Now this week, as you see up here, I'm continuing the weekly marketing hack, and I thought I'd keep with the trend on distribution. Now, the marketing hack for this week on distribution is all about doing this in an automated way. Now, I've done this hundreds of times, maybe not hundreds, but enough to know that if you can automate this, especially some of the generic stuff that you do, now you'll always need to do added specific posts or added specific distribution related to your post, but if you can automate at least the start of it, it gets it out there without you, it gets some of those touch points out there without you having to do it. Now, if I bring this up and move that away. Now, here is what you see is a structure for automating the distribution of your blog posts. So in the big green box in the top, you see there's the website, your blog, and then you use the RSS feed to push that out to both Hootsuite and then out through to your database and via your email. So through Hootsuite, you can push that RSS out through to your social channels. So you can actually use this structure to build out an automated distribution network for your content. Now I know this all looks very complex, but a bit of time and effort at the start to get this all hooked up, it pays dividends in just saving your time and effort in, especially when it comes to those blog posts that you probably don't want to promote as heavily, something that is there for an SEO purpose or a customer service or customer orientation purpose, that sort of thing. You might want to push it out. It gets pushed out to your email, it gets pushed out to the social channels, and it's there, but it doesn't need the additional paid, an additional effort to go over and above in the additional posts. So this week's marketing hack is automating your content or blog distribution through RSS feeds and systems like Hootsuite. MailChimp can pull in RSS. Any of those sorts of tools are really good for that sort of thing. Alright, so moving on to what I would consider the owned distribution channels. So they're things like your website. Now, I know that your blog goes onto your website, but what you want to be doing is you want to have some sort of feed or some sort of distribution where your critical blog posts, the cornerstone blog posts, actually get pushed to the most highest traffic pages on your site. So if your homepage is the most visited page of your site, which it is for most websites, then have some sort of feed of those blog posts onto your homepage. You'll get more traffic to your blog, people will engage with it, then they'll see how much you are a expert in your field, and then you'll be able to go, and then so on and so forth. They can then move down the funnel. So make sure that it not only gets distributed outside, but also inside your website. Now, the other owned media channels are things like social media. Make sure you do, if you write a blog post that is 1,000 words and it has a whole heap of different content areas or subtopics, that sort of thing, don't just do one post, do a number of posts on those more specific topics, because one specific area might not appeal to a person, but they might be at a certain point in time thinking about a different area and a different topic. So make sure you post a few times about those blog posts, and don't just post it on one channel, post it in a number of ways on a number of channels. Use your LinkedIn posts, your LinkedIn articles, your Instagram stories, if you can create videos out of it. Do all of the outside bits and anything that's going to cause one of your customers to get a notification, and any of those things will then have the most impact. And then, so following on from the marketing hack, the other one is pushing your blog out via email. Now, again, if no one sees it, if you do nothing else but promote it to the people who've subscribed to get more information from you, then at least that's, I guess, the least that you could do. Alright, so we've covered paid media, we've covered owned media, and just a little bit on earned media. Now, earned media is a strategy where if you think your post is valuable enough to others, then you might reach out to PR professionals, journalists, or influencers and say, hey, here, I've noticed that you've got an interest in this topic. I've just written this article on that same topic. How about you go, it'd be great if you could read it and share it with your network, or post an article, or write an article up in X magazine, whatever they're doing. But whatever it is, and it's earned media because you've earned the position in their time and on their distribution, or in front of their customers. So that one's a little bit more difficult, takes a little bit more effort, but what it does do is it reaches outside your circle. So if you say you write an article and then you get a referral back to either yourself or to that article from a online news source, then not only do you reach out using all the other methods to your circle of contacts and connections, but you then reach out to their circle of contacts and connections, which obviously is a good thing. So where you can, earned media is definitely a bonus. Alright, so just checking. Thanks everyone on Facebook, YouTube and Periscope for watching. Really appreciate if you could give us a thumbs up or like or heart or any of those sorts of things. Subscribe on YouTube if you can, that would be amazing. Feel free to connect and share on any of these channels. That's it for this week, and I look forward to catching up with you guys next week for a completely different topic series. Stay tuned on Marketing Live TV.